Hi, this is Simon, your host from Palm Tree Foos, and I'm just gonna do a session on training for snake shots in particular. So first off, you want to be able to, most importantly, pin the ball, because majority of this shot is about pinning the ball. It's about not necessarily where you position, but be able to pin the ball like this. So as far as new comers or new foosers, where you guys don't know what pinning is, it's just pretty much where the ball is on a standstill, you bounce it around, it stops, you know, and you're pinning the ball with the person at the foot of the person. So it should look something like this, where not necessarily in the beginning when you start pinning, you may be doing it in the middle of the ball where you're applying pressure to not let it roll around. But as time goes by, you may prefer to be a little bit forward, or you may still want to, depending on the shot, may still pin it right in the middle. So the snake shot, just the first introduction, it starts off from the pin position, which as we can see here, and pin is, you're primarily looking for the shot to be at the corner of the goal. So most likely if you're pinned to the center, and most pin shots you would start where the circle is, and most people would try to block it while you're pinned into the center. So it should look like the defense should pretty much look like this, you know, and you're trying to get around them. So a snake shot would be like, some people call it the rollover shot, you know, but it really depends what you like to call it. But for me, it's called a snake. So we kind of roll it sideways up here, and then we just kind of pull the shot, roll it up on the wrist, and it should execute. Like so. Okay. The good thing about this shot is that you get to, pretty much once you get like a hang of the shot, you can select whichever opening that you wanted to target, you know. So say over here it's not available up top, then you would just roll it bottom, and you should be able to achieve the same outcome that you want, you know. So it should look something like that. So in essence, this shot, it's a 50-50. People think that either you're gonna go up or you're gonna go down. Most of the time, the shot is like that. So you're pretty much making people guess where they go. Now, if they decide to try to block you both ways, they could, but they're essentially leaving the biggest gap in the world. So, which then you can just hit it straight, right? So nobody will typically do that. So they'll try to block you right there. And of course, there's other snake variations where you can try to take this route, this little cut shot, which people are really good at snaking, which I'm not, okay? They will be able to execute and select this route right here. So it might look something like this. I can try to demonstrate, but I'm not good at this shot here. So that was a failed attempt, which is okay. That's why we have training sessions like such, and yeah. So just a couple warm up, just making sure that you're able to pin the ball. For those who don't know how to pin the ball, typically you would want to kind of bounce it off the ball, you know, as you're juggling it, bounce it, and then it may kind of roll forward a little bit, then you stop it, and then you kind of like ease it into position, you know. All right, and then now we shall practice the execution. It's pretty straightforward. You just roll it, and hopefully it goes in like any other shot. And I would suggest giving it a good, like a lot of repetitions, you know, just to make sure you got it in your muscle memory. Some shots take longer to get, and some shots, you know, you get it right away. So I don't know if you guys are really super talented, which a lot of you are, you can get it right away, but for me it takes repetition, you know, it really does. So let's just kind of give it a hack here. and you can see that the shot's going, but it's not exactly executing like in a straight line where you need the ball to go in, right? So it kind of have to sort of work on the release of how you need to pull the bar. Sometimes it could be a certain direction, depending on your height too. Like I think height and arm length is a factor. So you just gotta do it enough to know like how to pull it with your own arms and body shape, I guess, you know. So I'm just gonna kind of go right into it. If you guys have any questions, by all means drop them in the comments. But yeah, not every goal is gonna go in, but we're just trying to really get it down on the muscle memory, you know. And I'm kind of just hitting posts, kind of struggling. Maybe that's too far, I don't know, but we're gonna do it like we're a beginner. Okay, it's kind of going far, so we gotta tighten it up. Maybe do a little bit harder. I don't know, but we're gonna experiment, you know. Sometimes it needs a few taps. But yeah, you gotta warm your wrist up sometime too. I would suggest for you people who are learning it to just throw the ball in and just practice pinning it. I think that's probably more important. Be able to set up the ball to execute the shot is probably just as important, probably 50% of the shot. Because if you can't set it up, then there's no point of practicing the actions of it. Alright, so you might want to do something like that. Keep ripping it upright. I mean, some people, depends on you, you know. You can train 10 shots upwards, 10 shots downwards, you know. I like to give it a little rock just to get used to it, because sometimes you can give away tells if you're just like at a dead center, you know, and then you're just like this, and then if you move your body, then it kind of telegraphs which direction you're going, right? So if you rock it, it kind of hides that telegraph a little bit, so you're not as obvious, you know. They can't really tell. Technically, you can be going either direction, unless they're like tracking your eyes too, right? Which they can. They look at your eyes and they can, you know, remember like your body posture, even, you know, how you look when you pull the bar and how you look when you push it, you know. So yeah, some players, they pay attention to you, right? They pay lots of attention. So, but my goals today, I really want to try to figure out this cut motion in between the guys. That would be so amazing if I can just kind of get that down, you know. And so far we're just doing this one too. Like we haven't even started doing the opposite one, which we'll try to attempt afterwards, but we gotta at least try to get one of them first, you know. Can't get ahead of ourselves, right? So I notice when I aim for it, it's not even going into the deep long corner right there. Looking pretty decent so far. I'm no professional, but consistency is key. You're looking for just a system that works for you, you know. Okay, there's somewhat of a cut right there. Pretty cool. Some people use that as a fake, you know, that miss pin. You know, some people like to circle and possibly even convert it into a euro. So the difference between the snake is that it's in a rollover form like this, right? As opposed to your euro, it's a closed hand which you don't roll over, but you kind of do, but it's you roll over and then you kind of swing it, you know. So it's a 2-action system, you know. So 2 actions behind it: you move, swing. As for the snake, it's more all-in-one motion where you roll over and swing at the same time. So it's kind of like, you know, it has a more fluid effect. Carry out. Of course, if you get more advanced into it, you can kind of pin the ball in different points of the ball to figure out how the release points look, you know. Some people like it, like, you know, maybe in a corner like this, and it may develop a cut, you know, which that was pretty neat, right? You're just experimenting. Now let's try that again and see if that is consistent. And it does show that it was also directed in that direction as well. So let's try that again. And it does. So I can safely say out of 3 attempts, all 3 attempts were successful at the corner pin. Instead of center, the traditional center, the corner pin does make a cut. So let's try to work with this now. It's quite interesting. But then that's also like for you to execute the shot, but it's also a tell for your opponents if they see you kind of pinning on the corner. They might like block the cut more, which will open up the sides. So you can also use that as a fake, you know, pin at the corner, come through with a corner shot, you know, the long corner instead of a cut. A lot of mental gameplay that you can create from that. Yeah, let's try this again. I found that to be super awesome, so let's take a look. And again, it does cut, although haven't figured out exactly the point of release yet. It's still a good starting point as we have half the answers of what we wanted. Okay, so roll, corner, boom, and it cuts again. But it's not a super sharp cut, and we just kind of have to figure out why. I might not be able to figure it out today, and that's alright. We'll probably have some more training sessions. Right. But yeah, make sure you give yourself enough space to get the goal in, but not super open, so you know that it's too easy where training is kind of like defeats the purpose. But any form of training is better than no training. 100%. Rep, just put in your reps like you're doing basketball. Like you want to get a good shot, you gotta practice. Ooh. Okay. Very nifty. Like that. And my main focus is kind of to get that cut. But I should also try to hit those longs too. And some people, they shoot the shot so much that they just know after it bounces off somebody, typically where the ball goes, and they just like, they've done it hundreds or thousands of times where like the rebound, it bounces off either the guys or the goal, and they automatically know where to retrieve it. And that's what you want to be at, you know. On both sides, not just one side, both sides, you know. So you can start to convert other shots, you know, once it bounces to you. If you don't practice enough, then it's just like, oh, okay, you'll start thinking on what to set up for next, you know. Enough practice will eliminate that thought process. And don't forget, this is supposed to be fun too. You're picturing it going in on actual games, you know? See, I find a greater success when I pin it in the middle. But everybody releases differently. They pull it differently. The force level that they put into it is different. Their finishes are different. It's the same shot, but you know, when different people do it, it's different for everyone. But the key idea, the strategy, is still all the same. You're trying to make them guess. So in order to do that, you have to be able to hit both sides. And that's the takeaway from this training session, is that you have to be able to hit both sides of the corners for it to become a threat, for people to start moving around and respecting the shot, you know? If you can't hit both sides, then they're just gonna sit in the middle and sit in the corner that you would be able to hit, and then that's it. That completely nullifies your shot. Alright. So just to show you some variations here. This is the Euro, right? It's not as quick, but it has its own perks, you know? It has its little perks. It has its own charm. Some people like it more. To me, it allows you to rebound for the next play faster, because your hands on the bar as opposed to, you know, coming back to reset. The snakes, once you execute the shot, like you're in a recoil mode, you know. The snake has a recoil that it takes longer to recover from, as opposed to the Euro. It does not, but it takes longer to execute because it's a two action system where you're push and then you pull, right? That's supposed to be one action from the snake. So there's a trade-off on both shots. So depending on what type of player you and what's in your arsenal, then you pick whichever one's the most suitable for you. I can't say that one is better than the other. I can say the snake could be slightly easier to execute, you know. Slightly easier. The setup is the same, you know. You have to be able to pin the ball no matter what. The Euro, you might have a little bit more leeway in shot recovery, but that means you're anticipating you missing the ball. I'm not saying that you are not good and you suck, but but it just means that the other defenseman could be super strong, you know? He could be reading it really well. He's probably have a lot of experience in blocking it. So it could be a very variety of factors, not just one. Okay. And since this is a snake, I also like this shot, the back pin. It's just as cool as the snake, probably not as effective, you know, but depends on the player, you know. It's like, you know, it's almost like a Muay Thai versus karate kind of comparison. You know, it really depends on the player, right? A certain style generally can take the win more times, but a better fighter, a better player, you know, can use the same shot, less effective but still better than people who uses a better shot and not as effective, you know. So yeah, we're having slight troubles hitting it, but that's okay, part of the process. The recovery. And of course, in the meantime, depending on the defender, if they're okay, they're really blocking left and right of it, you can mix it up, you know. You can start off like this and then just with a pin position and then go in right into a pull shot, you know. There's so many things that you can do. You can go into a cut shot if you feel like they're not blocking the cut but they're blocking corners, you know, lots of things. So let's try to show you example, something like that, you know. Hopefully next time I'll be good enough to actually hit it like that. There, I'm happy with that one, captured. All right, so let's try maybe a close hand Euro cut into the corner. Not quite today. Okay, it's cutting, but looks like I may need to adjust. Quite tough actually. Quite tough. I don't know, hopefully next time I'll figure it out when we go through this, but hope this guy helps you out. For those who are learning the shot, and for those who didn't, well, you have some foundations to work with now. And yeah, let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you guys would like to see or like to learn. I'll do my best to post it up in a timely fashion, you know. And until then, I hope you guys enjoy the vids. Okay. The bottom one seems to have a slight lift to it. The top one doesn't. Sometimes it could be your arm length, and again, it could be the way that you're executing it. So maybe I'll change my stance a little bit. Yeah, you can try it out. Sometimes it's your left foot forward, or it could be your right foot forward. Who knows, you know? It could be both your legs flying up high. You know, you need to wear super high heels. I don't know. Could happen. Yeah, and try to change up the timing too. You know, even if you're practicing, like, you know, sometimes you wait 1 second, sometimes you just go 1 second. You know, change it up. Don't let them see that you're also trying to practice or perfect perfect the shot in the game, you know? In the game you're actually playing the game, and you're not practicing in the game. So change up the timing. Sometimes you need a rock, sometimes you don't, you know? There's lots of things you can do. Sometimes you can just dead center, go, right? Sometimes you can rock and then go, like this, right? And sometimes you can just stall for 2 seconds. Make them think, stall 2 seconds. You can shift half, double roll, right? Half a shift, right? Play with it. And you know, once you reach that point, you can do the snake and then change it up, you know, into a different shot. Like you don't see it. They're blocking super well in corners and the middle, so you can switch it up, boom, 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 you know. Switch into a different shot. Alright, so many things you can do. It's foosball. Be creative, I would say. Sometimes these type of shots, I understand that it's more tornado oriented, or not, let's just not say tornado, but like tournament oriented style, this type of shot. And but don't let that limit you, you know. Be creative, have a style. This is just to teach you the foundations, the beginning process of it, but everybody has a unique style of how they want to represent their game, you know. A lot of people like to only do the highest percentage shot, scoring percentage shot. You know, it makes sense because you're in a tournament, right? But if you're the type of player that don't care, just love the shot, want to use it, you know, switch it up. Switch it up. You can even start to pin, even like a snake pin from the one, and try to play around and see if you can like get it in. Right. It's kind of cool. Maybe it might not be ideal, super effective, but there's a way for everything. If there's a will, there's a way. I hope you enjoy. And I still haven't, even though I'm hitting this side corner, it's kind of warmed up now. I'm still not able to hit that cut I wanted. This line. Maybe I can try the other side before we go. Let's give it a shot here. Nope, not today. Not today, my friends. I'd love to show you guys, but it's just super difficult for me, and I'm still learning it as I kind of teach you guys, so hope you guys don't mind that. Still lots to learn from me. I'm trying to hit the opposite side now since we're okay. Let's give it a shot. Maybe the Euro might be a good. Nope, not even. It's the way I'm doing it. Okay, there's a slight cut action right there. Not that one. Let's try that corner pin again. Corner pin brought me a straight. Maybe a half roll corner pin. Okay, there's some reaction there. You see how we have to kind of play around with it. Okay, so half roll corner pin. Okay, see, starting to see some sort of results. Not there yet, but you guys get the idea. This is your homeboy Simon. Appreciate you guys joining me for Punchy Foos, and until the next video, hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Peace. We out.